Alright, here we are, flying the SK60B. And before you get triggered at the title, yes, I do actually think this thing is not overpowered. And no, it's not clickbait, I'm not trying to reel you in or get you all triggered. This thing is honestly very easy to counter. And I will talk more about this in a little bit. I'm first going to show you a game that's kind of how you should play this thing. And if everything goes right, it will look a little bit like this. In the timestamp below, second game, I will go a little bit more in depth on why this thing isn't that amazing and how you can very easily kill this thing. In the background, J Black missiles the TU4. Thank you for that. No, I don't have to go near it. And I have an air spawn. I rush straight in. I rush in by climbing at about 400 and 500 kph. And this makes sure that I have an energy advantage. I'm flying this thing like a prop. And if the enemy jets also fly like a prop, they will get themselves killed. I stall this Sea Arc out. I am very maneuverable. I have a very good acceleration below 500 kph. And I have those A.N.s. He stalls out. I pop him and he's dead. We are now at 5 kilometers and this is kind of the altitude you want to be at. This MiG-9 late is very annoying to fight. He can run away very easily. Wasn't sure what he was going to do with the head-on, so I didn't want to stick it. Looks like he doesn't want to take a head-on. I will remember this for later on in the game. Gonna be diving on the MiG-9 late here. He's not very fast, but he starts diving out. And you can tell that how easily he's just outrunning me right now. Like, I'm not gonna catch him. This thing will do about 900 kph in a dive. It will rip at about 934. But you don't really maintain it and you lose a lot of speed because this thing will drop all the way back down to 720. Which is not fast for jet standards. Meteors outrun you, Vampires outrun you, and these are not fast planes. These are the slower planes of the BR and they are more than 50 kph faster than you. 262 stalled out. Yes, the 262 does get kind of bullied by this thing. But the 262 is kind of a thing in itself. It's not that this thing is overpowered, it's that the 262A1 is absolutely abysmal right now. And of course he kind of stalled himself out. I could have killed that guy in a P40. Which is the same thing as the video I uploaded yesterday. It's in the top right if you haven't seen it. I got 6 kills in 72 seconds. And this might sound impressive. If you look at the footage itself, I just killed people that I could have killed with a prop. They were going slow. They were stalled out. They were not paying attention. And that's just, like, that doesn't make this plane good. It's a very favorable situation for me, sure, but the only thing that got me those kills were the A.N.s. And A.N.s in itself are not overpowered, even at 7.3. C1A coming in, dodge him, very slow gun, very easy to dodge. But he is significantly faster than me, and he will stay alive for quite a little bit here. But you can tell that I'm just trying to use my diving speed. Because in a straight line I'm not going to get any speed. So you want to have an energy advantage in this thing. And then use the altitude that you have to convert it into airspeed to dive on someone. And then you want to get out and start accelerating away in kind of a vertical. You do want to be careful. Because of course these guys can close in on you very fast. And if they catch you off guard and low energy on the deck, then you are a very easy kill. And you can tell I'm on the deck now and I'm just kind of picking off guys at low altitude. As everyone is kind of furballing around. And the MiG-9 late is just going to run away from me. And he can do that very easily. Not this one, however. He thought it was a good idea to try to stall me out. But he would have outrun me. 262 in the background is going to go head on with someone and he's going to die. And the MiG-9 late and the IL-28 are going to be running away from me. I crit the IL-28 in head on and he crashes without giving me a kill on the runway. But I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm going to show you something that's way more showing and less of a waste of your time. So I do the same thing as every game. This is a very big map which doesn't favor this plane. I get the air spawn, I climb straight in and try to get an energy advantage. I want to get the Kika dead first because he accelerates extremely quickly and he's very good at staying fast. So I want to make sure that he dies, so I do squeeze the trigger a little bit longer than I maybe should have. But I wanted that Kika out of the match. Now I have F-84, which is a very hard thing to deal with in this plane. Luckily he's going slow. And he's giving me the kill, and these are the kind of people that will call this thing overpowered. You're at tier 5 and you still don't know how to handle the 0. This thing is extremely slow. And a slow plane with an air spawn, while yes, it can get some altitude, it's not fast enough to dive on you. And if it dives on you and you go straight and you're not climbing straight in, because that's all you have to do with this thing, you just have to get on the same altitude or even slightly below it with more speed, and this thing can't do anything anymore. And that's all you have to do, abuse the fact that this thing can't go very fast. And I will pull up a little graph here. And what all of this means is the time it will take to reach a certain speed. So the 262A1 will take about 113 seconds. before it reaches 700 kph, which isn't very fast. And it looks like the SK60 is a lot of green, so that means that it's very good, right? Yes, but this is mostly because of the low speed acceleration, which kind of makes the other times a lot closer as well. And I will show you a little interval right now. And then suddenly you start seeing that the SK60 beyond 400 kph starts accelerating slower and slower and slower. And especially between 500 and 600, it takes a massive dump. If you keep this thing above 500, you keep your speed up and you boom and zoom this thing, it is absolutely helpless. I can't understate enough how important it is that you use your top speed and just energy trap this thing. And I will show you the gameplay right now, because that's exactly what's going to happen here in a second. So continuing on, we're going for the F89B that we were going for at the start as well. Take a still off, look absolutely clean. And now we go for these three guys on the deck. We got an F89D, he is relatively slow on the deck, so we can probably pick him off relatively easily here. And then we got the F80 and a Kika that's on fire. Well, the Kika that's on fire isn't really a threat. The F89 is going to die here. If he didn't go head on there, then he would have killed him regardless. Kika is going to burn up. And now we are here with a 3v1 with an F84G, F89B that's crit. Somehow, I think I just shot his tail invisible, because that sometimes happens lately. And an F80 on the right. And these guys will keep their speed up. And as you saw in the little graph I just showed you, this thing is not very good at staying fast. And I did some turns, I was diving in, and I'm already only down to 640 kph. The max speed of this thing is around 720, which at this speed is not very fast. You can dive at 900, but the moment you start maneuvering, the moment you start going straight, you lose your speed extremely fast. Try to cut into the F84, he did half a turn, and he flies away from me, which is the exact thing he should do. If I turn with him, I'm going to be very slow, and he's going to be outrunning me. F80 here, shoot him, he dodges. Can't commit too much energy on these guys. F84 coming back in, I'm only going 450 now. Stay very low to the ground, try to stay out of his guns, pull into him. He's going to be running away again. And I can't do anything. I'm very helpless right here. I'm only going 400. And as we all know, a plane that's going 400 is basically dead. Treat this thing like a zero, like I said earlier, and you shouldn't have any problem. F80 takes some long range shots and then he flies away again. I have to turn around and I'm still only going 450, and this plane will go around 450 all the time. But if you make big passes on this thing, big loops, this thing cannot actually touch you. And yes, it has an airspan, and yes, it has good acceleration at low speed, but if you keep your speed up, even if this thing dives on you, you will be able to outrun it. And that's how you have to play your jets. You want to keep your speed. Your altitude is not as important. Of course, your altitude is important, but your altitude is not your lifeline like it is in props. This thing is too slow. If you keep your speed up, this thing cannot touch you at all. Keep it low, go head on with him again, making sure that he can't really pull in, get a good shot in. F89 finally succumbs to his damage. F80 coming head on. He clearly wants those head-ons, he dodges. I take a shot, and he should have died here, and at this point I thought to myself, okay, I lost. I should have killed him there, and then maybe I could have dealt with the F84. I can't go for the F84 here, I'm simply too slow, and if I try to pitch up for him, he will absolutely reel me with those 50 cals, so I'm not going to take that. Right now, I'm going to be flying away from them for a little bit, trying to get some little bit of altitude in, because the energy that you produce at 450 kph is actually very valuable. Because right now I'm gaining altitude that I can convert into airspeed, so I can actually deal with these guys, because the longer this takes, the slower I will be going, and especially because there's two of them, I just get absolutely drained on my speed, and I'm really just at their mercy. I tried to go back in the head-on, he just kept shooting this time. Last time he tried to pull over and then commit, I could recommit. This time he just full committed, and I didn't want to take that. So I'm going 600 right now. Kind of dodge his shots again. Turn into the F80, trying to look what the F84 is doing, so I can set up for both of them. Trying to do slow turns here, because otherwise I'm going to be out of speed very, very quickly. And that's something I don't want to happen. F84 is going vertical, and the F80 is the sandwich me, as well as being above me. So I can't really go for either of them. So I'm trying to stay right below the F84G here. He's extremely slow and he doesn't turn very well. And at this point I'm kind of confident he's not running min fuel. So I hope he's going to compress into a tree or the ground there. And he just nicks one of the tops. F80 gets impatient and he tries to dogfight me. And at that moment it's basically game over. Because this thing is a trainer plane and it feels extremely stable, and the guns will go exactly where you want them to go. And that's one of the benefits of this plane. It's extremely stable, it's extremely maneuverable, and you can get your A.N.s exactly where you want them. And just for the sake of the meme, fighting an F7F, which is again 6.7 by the way. Just dodge the head on. This guy is going straight down. I just really wanted to meme the F7F again. This thing should not be 6.7. I don't know what Gaijin has been smoking, but it's kinda insane that it's at this beyond. Anyway, but as some of you know, this thing also has missiles as an option, and the missiles are massive ATGMs with a proxy fuse, and in a few seconds, that's J Black missiling at tier 14 across the map. Keep those in mind. If you see the diamond in the air, do not go head on with it. But J Black just shot his missiles off, and now he's out of missiles, and he's basically a flying plane. Well, of course it's a flying plane, but it's a plane without any gun. Go head on with the 163. I don't want to deal with the 163, so I really want to take that head on. I can somewhat dogfight the MiG-15 bis, the Ish variant. What I can do is keep up with it in speed. And you can tell I had an air spawn, and he's still outrunning me right now. 163 is coming back for me, which is kind of a problem. I can't really deal with that thing whatsoever. He's faster than me, he outturns me, he accelerates better than me, he does everything better than me, other than fuel. I do have more fuel than him, and I can roll better with higher speeds. So what I want to do is drag him into my team right now. I cannot fight this guy. It doesn't matter what I try to do, I'm not going to be able to fight this guy. So I'm going to be dragging him to the deck so that my team can actually help me out. Because I'm here at altitude on my own. J Black doesn't have any missiles, so he can't really actually shoot this guy off my 6. But what he's going to be doing is a very valuable lesson, and that is most people don't actually notice that the enemy doesn't have any guns. So I'm trying to go defensive. 163 breaks off for a second, at least so I thought, and as I try to extend away, get some separation in between us, he dives back on me and he's catching me again. Luckily he sees J Black on his 6, he doesn't notice that he doesn't have any guns under his wings, and he starts dogfighting him. So what do? I convert a little bit of speed into altitude so I don't lose as much. Then I do a very gradual turn back. J Black is on his 6 and he's maneuverable enough so he can stick on him for a little bit, and he's keeping the 163 completely occupied. Climbing slightly over there. 163 is extremely slow at this point, and I still have plenty of ammo to deal with this dude. He goes in front of him, they are in the dogfight, and this is a very easy shot for me, and I blast him out of the air. And J Black just saved my ass without having any guns whatsoever. Right now I don't want to go over there because they're all very low, very high compared to me, and I'm not very fast, so I need to have some kind of altitude advantage so I can actually engage those guys without them simply instantly running away from me. Go for the IL-28 in the meantime, take his wing off, put the plane into a slight climb. I don't want to go 600 because at those speeds I just don't generate that much energy. So I'm trying to get a little bit above that furball over there, which is a bit boring, so I'm going to speed this up. MiG-15 going head on, of course I have A.N.s, and I take a tail off. Seeing what he does, he doesn't have any tail whatsoever. He doesn't seem to be pitching at all either, so safe to assume that he is basically dead. And now I'm just going to make my way slowly over the furball over there that I now have an altitude advantage over. And with this altitude advantage I can actually dive on them and I will be able to catch them. They're also busy with this F-80 over there, so I can actually go for them. Yak 30 is going to absolutely kick my shit in if he plays it right whatsoever, but he's RTB, and now I'm down on the deck with two Hortons that are also preoccupied with the F-80. So they're not very fast. So what can I do now? Again, it's a very opportunistic plane. Horton 2 to 9. Very slow, get a hit, shoot again, get a crit, shoot again, take his wing off. Wooden plane, by the way.
Returning to the base.
Now we just go up slightly, start his Horton out below us. He's not going to be able to pitch up to this. And we dive back in on him. And at this point he's too slow to do anything, and I will be able to stick on him. Short little ADM burst, and we take his wing off. Rest of the gameplay I will show you anyway because I got 7 kills, whoop-de-doo, no one cares, but I'm gonna show you anyway. Horton tried to land on a midfield map.
Excellent.
You can't land there, don't even try it. Yak 30 proceeded to camp his base for a long while. After like 3-4 minutes I thought fuck it, you can go rot in hell. So I just went in and shot his wing off. Or still control, I don't know what happened. I shot something off, he goes into the ground. He's gonna crash and that's gonna be kill number 7. Not very impressive, but you know, I know that some people like to see the reward screen. So I want you to show you the whole game. The rest of the game was kind of, you know, you didn't really miss anything. I just flew over the airfield, he landed, I strafed him, and this. So you're not really missing a lot. There you go, 7 kills, a lot of RP, a lot of silver lines. Hope this helped you all out with actually fighting this thing. Just don't climb into it. Don't give yourself on a silver platter, and this thing can't touch you. There you have it. Have a good one everyone, and see you all very soon.